Hey everybody, Wanna Wheeze them here. It is 9:45 p.m. on Wednesday, February 21st. This is a big day for shotgun farmers. As you can see, early access version 0.5.0.0, if you have to be particular. Before we get into anything big here, let me just say my apologies if my voice cuts out, if I lose it completely, or if I just sound more weird than usual. I'm not sure what exactly happened. I never really felt bad, but I was around a whole lot of sick people Friday. And I never really got sick, but I completely lost my voice. And again, never felt bad, never had like a real fever or sick or runny nose or anything crazy. It was just like I couldn't talk. I don't know why that happened, but I seem to be doing a little bit better today. I thought well enough to attempt to get this video cranked out, so that's what we'll do. But again, if anything cuts out or anything, my apologies. I thank people for continuing to go places when they're sick, or being stupid as some would like to call it. But that said, man, this is an interesting update here. There's nothing major. There's not new guns or new maps or anything crazy like that. There's a lot of UI improvements, a lot of general bug fixes, a lot of generic enhancements to the game, and then there's some interesting and sad things as well. So I'll try to cover them for you. Most of the fixes, like the biggest one that I would have say was an issue, is like if you ever rattled off a whole bunch of kills, sometimes like the text would overlap just because it would happen in quick succession. That's been fixed. The other one that was huge, I had a ton of people asking me about this. I actually know of a few people that quit playing because they were waiting for this to be fixed, and that was the Steam leaderboard not updating. And what I mean by that is like level 63. I was, if you would have looked at the Steam leaderboards 2-3 days ago, I would have still been, I believe, like level 24. So I'm thinking it was like around the time of Graveside or the winter update, maybe, when it all went down. I'm not sure, but the daily challenge one got fixed a while back, and then that one just kind of stayed stagnant. The good news is it did track your progress. I tried to tell people I figured it would. I can't speak with any certainty there, but it did. So my initial assumption was correct. You'll note the snow is no longer falling, which makes me feel sad. We might finally switch over from the snowman head eventually. But so those, I would say, are like the two biggest fixes. The others are just like kind of small, like volume, sound effects, a couple of graphical things. That said, though, since we just talked about the leaderboard, something you might not have been aware of is if you come in here and you click this, you can actually see your personal profile. Like this shows we're like, what, 3/5 of the way to level 64. It shows your XP, your current level, your stats, your wins, your loss, your kills, your death, your assists. And this has been here prior, but there are some subtle changes here. It shows the daily challenges you've completed, which we're number 1 in the world, by the way. Shotgun kills, shovel kills, which again, that didn't track axe kills, by the way. Rocket kills, sniper. I was surprised I had that many. It's probably from constantly trying to get quad asparagus, I would imagine. The pistol kills was really low yesterday. I think it was like 7. I got a ton of pistol kills last night. It was pretty cool. Gramado kills, seeds planted. Now, this is what I want to showcase right now. If we click leaderboards, this is not like what you see in Steam. Check this out. We come in, we've got the kill-death ratio. There is a patch today as well, and I don't remember anyone having 712. I thought 656 was the highest. But yesterday when I was streaming, I quickly clicked through some of this, which was awkward because I couldn't commentate it, but tried to textually describe it in the chat. So there were names here yesterday. I'm not sure. Oh, okay, they're back. So maybe it's my amazing internet. So this kind of shows you where everyone stands kill-death ratio. And I will tell you this, your kill-death ratio will probably be dropping due to some changes here in the game. Daily challenges, though, this is the most important one. We're number 1. Cue the song, we're number 1. But yeah, there's Rindo. We've played with him a few times. He's out of Japan. He's like level 94. He'll probably be to 100 here within a week or so. Let's go back and see if it pulls up. Yeah, so I think this is probably my internet, which I've mentioned several times is quote-unquote amazing. But there we are, man. So then the top level, check this out, though. Oh, Rendo's up to 98, man. He's almost there. He was 94 last night when I checked this. But here we are. We're I think we were like number 7 last night. So I think just getting this, anytime there's an update to a game, it brings players back. But I do think a lot of people had kind of like slacked off because they were afraid they might lose their progress or something. But as you can see, 100 is still the max. I kind of wonder if that shouldn't be increased. I don't know if it'd be like a 150, 200, infinite, but I think like that gives some people incentive to continue to play. But yeah, we're at least in the top 10 there, so that's cool. And again, this is pretty much what you would see on Steam. It's just now integrated into the game, which is fantastic. You don't even have to exit, so if you're ever curious, like, hey, you know, we had like my stream 2 nights ago when I couldn't talk. I had like 107 kills and 3 deaths on roadside, which that's a very difficult map to not die on a lot. And that's going to pad your statistics a bit. So if you're ever curious about it, ooh, hey, what did this do? You can go check. Similarly, if you had a really bad match, or you like broke even 50-50-ish, you can go kind of see what it did to your detriment or improvement. So that is cool. Those are some big upgrades. Again, just generic improvements. Now, when we play a match down here, sort of where our one of Wisdom in level 63 is, you're going to actually see the name of the person that killed you. In the past, you kind of had to like scroll up to the top and hope you could catch it before more kills had come. You still have the kill cam that should focus on the person, but you have their name at the bottom. So if you're playing like in a small group of friends and everyone's like geared up the same snowman heads, or you have some theme going, you're not going to know who killed you. But you can come in and check that out. Let's see here. Shotgun shells, if you did not know, they appear as popcorn now. If you ever pay careful attention, which you probably don't because you're focused on killing someone, but if you stop and analyze things, you will have that to appreciate. Our badge shows next to our name in the HUD. Let's see here. If you were playing online, or you know, you just join a match and it ends type of thing, you have 0 kills, 0 everything. You could start a match and do nothing. You gain no experience from it. I don't know if people are like milking that or something, but that's the way that's gonna work. Rockets and tomatoes now go through teleporters. This is a big deal. This is something I've been doing a lot of, like shotgun farmer sciencey type videos. Most notably, we've been doing a lot of rocket jumps, and then we were also checking things out in Graveside with the teleporters or portals, particularly with the Sniperagus rifle, because I could sort of scope in and zoom and see what was going on at the other one. My question now, 1, will Granados that bounce hit the portal and go through? Will that like be the preferred method of shooting them so they might detonate sooner? Let's say that Speedy is right here. His head is like literally where these lines intersect. If I've got the Grenado launcher and we shoot him square in the face, or we shoot through the portal that should line up with his face, does it kill him? And then what about like if I shoot over here in this quadrant, or if I shoot low? Is it something that's going to hit him, or would it be treated just like if this is Speedy and I aim here and miss, here and miss, here and miss, here and miss, and here and get a headshot? I don't know. That might be hard for me to figure out without someone else playing with me that I can directly communicate with, so maybe I can get Speedy or my nephew to play around with me and we can kind of investigate some things. The spawn base no longer heals you. That's kind of a big deal. I think a lot of people took advantage of that. Not that there's really anything wrong with it, but I guess maybe in some of like the friendly matches with large groups of people that know each other, I guess maybe that was an issue. Let's see here. Dun, dun, dun. Longer retime spawns during sudden death, which I think I've only had sudden death once or twice, and I've never really noticed much in the terms of spawn times, but I guess it'll be slightly longer. Let's see here. Default match for players is now 6. That's not a huge change. The chicken will play a different animation if it is not on the ground and will float when in water. Let's see here. Weapons now have a minimal distance before fall-off damage is applied. And this is a big one here, and it's kind of freaky, I'm gonna tell you. But there's big changes to the AI. They can now jump. And if you ever say that you play a lot and you typically are solo and you just have the routine bots and you don't keep your eyes on chat like I do, and somebody joined the room, the way that you were privy to that is like, who's this idiot hopping around? Like, what's up with this bot? And then you're like, oh wait, that's a real person. You know, like when Rindo would join the streams, I would never see it, and then it would sort of just be like, wait, you know, what is going on? Why is this person doing? Now the bots do that, which is cool and interesting, and it adds more personality to them, but at the same time, it's going to be harder for you to distinguish, like, oh, hey, that's Rindo, or look, Speedy joined in, type of a thing. It's going to be like, wait, that's a bot, or is that a real person? And then you'll have to go and try to figure it out, but the other catch is they can climb ladders and fall off roofs correctly instead of zipping up and down, which that drove me nuts, man. It was so hard to kill people, particularly like roadside when you're on top of the convenience store. They would just, it was like this lightning fast zipper model or something. It was just insane, so I'm looking forward to checking that out. They'll basically climb, ascend and descend like we do, which is a big deal in my opinion. They also have smarter targeting and aiming for the different weapons. This is extremely true. And I believe, oh yeah, I think it's listed in the fixes. Let's see here. I don't know, I thought, okay, yeah, the AI will now use the rocket launcher, and they used the snot out of it in last night's stream. So the other big thing, and I didn't see this listed, it might be some technical term I don't understand, but if I'm running around with a shovel, right, you wouldn't know that I had a gun per se. Now, if I was just running around with a shovel gonna bait one of my friends and then blast them, you can actually see it's almost like a holster across your back, or just a strap and you've thrown the gun behind you type of thing, and you can actually see the weapon. I assume it works with all of them. It was most prevalent with the shotgun, but we shall see. Alright, so as you can see here, well, 7 and 7, that's different, but we're first going to go to roadside. We're going to do 4, we're going to do team deathmatch, and let's max the bots out. Whoops, that's just default. So why am I going to Riverside? You will see. And I don't know how I feel about this one.
4, 3, 2, 1.
So
Get those punks off my lawn.
we started over here, which is good. They also, the bot skin tones are a lot more varied. I'm hoping I can see someone. I assume it works in practice. I didn't actually test in practice. Okay. So see how the shotgun is across his back and he switched, so they now move just like I do. You saw my teammate there jump, which is pretty cool. And then he switched to the shovel for mobility, yet he still has the shotgun. Got the jumps on this. So we beat down Soup. I should die, but I guess not now. Let me get to what I'm most uncertain about. If you note, you're like, oh hey, one of the bots got the axe. That's cool, you should go find him and get him. Nope. The axe is gone. Like, it was pulled because it was too OP. That was the reasoning. And I don't know. Like, I would agree the axe is OP, but it's like when Speedy and I would play Riverside all the time. One of us would try to get the axe and the other kills them. If you're anticipating the axe, you know, coming at you, you simply kill the person. That's your incentive. I guess it could have been, like, nerfed down a little bit, maybe? And what I mean by... Whoa. What I mean by that is possibly... doesn't one-hit kill you every time. Maybe it does 50 like the shovel. If it gets a square hit, maybe it does 60, maybe even 75. I don't know if we could like just basically make it another shovel. I feel like it needs to be here. I just miss it. Now, if you were to buy the game today, you would have no freaking clue that it was gone, you know. It's just one of those things. But for someone like me that's played for forever, it's like you're losing a friend. I don't know how I feel about that. Oh snap, you can see he's got the Grenado launcher. But that's the biggest change to me. Obviously, I mean, the biggest change would probably be the bot AI by far. But at the same time, just from like a veteran player perspective, it's the axe. I don't know, I kind of wish it was still here. I understand it needing to be nerfed, possibly. And I kind of think I would prefer to see it nerfed than just, like, gone forever. I had too many good memories with that guy, you know what I mean? But, I don't know. The good thing is Quasi is very receptive to feedback, especially from active players. He streams on Twitch all the time, answers your questions. He's currently, oh, how majestic. I actually, let's see. Oh, I didn't get to see him. He would have had the standard. Something I'm wondering, I noticed in Graveside,
Minute left
kept
to go.
thinking that I was getting hit with, tomatoes, because the streak would be red. See how his shotgun was back there? That's very cool. He didn't even notice this. Now I did. I want him to come up this ladder so we can analyze that. Come up the ladder, man. Dude, come on now. Come up here. Oh, come on. Get up here, coward.
Only 30
Suckers.
seconds.
Well, anyway, let me die. We're not gonna lose, so kill him. Oh, it doesn't show up in. Oh, it did. Okay, it's just a little bit louder, I guess, with my internet. But that's the big deal. Now you get the kill cam, and it's prominently displayed down here. It's still up there in the top that I can't really scroll to. But all the weapons are in the same place, so that is good. See how he kind of like targets us, and then he's jumping around like.
Victory.
That's typically for someone like myself that plays a lot. When you have somebody jump, you're like, oh hey, you know that's a real person here, and not the case anymore. So it is kind of cool though. It has a lot of variety. That's my big thing on the axe. I'm torn. I realize it would take away some of what was special about the axe if it only acted as a standard shovel. What did we do? There we go. If it were to just be 50 like a shovel, or maybe it could be 51, 60. I don't think 60's asking too much. You'd still have to two-hit someone, you know, if they're full health. But I'm really sad about the axe. Was it OP? Yes. Could it be nerfed? Absolutely. But I don't know about removing it. And that's the other thing. If you note your achievements, if you're an achievement hunter, and you had 2 to go or 5 to go, and it's changed to 1 or 4. Similarly, if you had 37 out of 38, and now you've got them all, but you didn't get an achievement, and it's just 37 out of 37. Or if you're like me and you had all 38, and you're like, wait, why did this change to 37? It's because the axe achievement, which I believe was Here's Johnny, I think it was get 10 axe kills or something, that has been pulled from the game along with the axe, so it's an understandable retraction there. But I personally still would like the axe, even if it was nerfed. That's my honest feeling about it. It just added a little extra variety to the game. I always sort of thought a scythe would be cool. Just, you know, you obviously come in, you harvest with it type of thing, and just sort of like a flip take on the shovel. You've got different skins for the shovel, of course, but it would be cool if we had sort of just like a different weapon that you would find as a shotgun farmer. You know, an axe makes a lot of sense, a scythe makes a lot of sense. You'd come up with a lot of different scenarios there. But I don't know, man. I'm curious. I feel like people that have played the game a decent amount, you know, probably more than like 2 or 3 hours. If you've ever experienced the axe, I think everyone would agree it was OP, but I don't know that people would want it to be taken away, you know. And one of my ideas was even if you could keep it just in practice for nostalgia's sake or something, or if it could be somehow toggled type of a thing later on as the game develops. I don't know, I realize that would be an issue with online matches, like if me and Rindo want the axe and then player 3 and 4 don't want the axe type of a thing. But I'm gonna miss that thing, man. We had such good times with it. The last thing we did was get 2 cream of the crop X6s, which that's cream of the crop, and then we did it. We basically had the announcer say it 6 times over, which is insane of a kill streak. But yeah, I don't know. I wish it was still here. So I didn't even think to look at the shotgun stuff there. But let's go ahead and practice again. This time we're gonna go to Graveside. Shout out to my team for winning that one, by the way. I realize it's just practice, but this is something else. It's a pretty radical change here. So, and I know you're thinking, wait, you just shoot through the portals, right? No, what did I do? Oh, I didn't mean free for all.
Get those hooks off my
Well,
lawn.
there you go. So this is going to be difficult for me. If you think the church looks different, that's because it does. And if you're like, hey, I don't remember that hole in the roof, it's because there wasn't one. And these windows that you used to like jump through, they're now glass, and you can't. They're not broken, and you can't break them. That's new. Oh, he just dropped off like a normal person. That was nice. You have to be careful up here now because you will fall off. I want to point out that you can, and I've done it, land on this beam here, and I landed a few jumps in my research yesterday after the stream. But so that's a huge change. These caskets here, I swear there's several more places where they didn't used to be. That's a very subtle change. But yeah, man, the church model is different. The hole is here. I know your next question is, can you rocket jump up here? Believe you me, I tried that. The one I've been waiting on, and this has changed as well. There used to be the 2 ladders, you know, going up to the bell tower. Now there's just kind of like this ramp, which that actually makes a lot of sense if you've ever monitored this type of a thing before. But I never really looked for the extra ladders. There's no ladders at all on this side. There's still the ladder here, and there's still the ladder here. So you're gonna have to come on this roof. Is there still a ladder here? I was holding shift like Minecraft. So yeah, I don't know. I really liked the other church. I actually like this one too, though. I do like the hole in the roof. It adds a lot of character. I don't know though. It's weird when like something changes on you and you're sort of like used to it, you know. So I don't have a camera to showcase this on myself. Bombkin, everything's still pretty much the same, right? It's just now. Apparently, it doesn't work with a shotgun or the sniper rifle, but it will with the Grenado launcher and the rocket launcher. So. You can see down there, the bots are just all about these new weapons they have access to. Oh, dadgum. And it should pop up here. There it is. It seems to be a little bit quicker of a notification. Dadgum, I should have kept that on the, like a real match, you know. There's been a lot of Graveside action here. I got so many pistol kills last night. It was awesome. You see, like, wow, I didn't think that would kill us. I hope this doesn't go against my KD. I shouldn't since it's practice, because I'm just kind of playing around. But the one thing that sucks is I had the Grenado launcher achievement last night. That thing was a nightmare to complete because it took so long before I could get Grenado launchers, you know. But right here, let me line this up because you can hit your head on a beam if you're not careful. Rock it over. I hit my head on a beam. Dang it. And I really don't have a good way of showcasing these going through the portal without someone else here with me. So... Did it get anyone? I don't know.
30 seconds left.
Jeez. Let's take that. I don't know how far we're down. I would imagine we've got like 1 kill. I don't know if we have any more than that. I wanted to see the popcorn thing, man. There's no corn here. Let's grab this. Oh yeah, I see it. It got shelled out. Okay.
We'll get them next time.
So, I think that is it. The church model, though, is a big change. You can see the bots played. This was a 10-minute match. I'm sorry, a 4-minute match, which is as short as you can go. And that's some pretty legit numbers they put up there. So, I think that's everything, man. Let's return to the lobby. Currently, there are no other big changes, like no hats, no badges, none of that stuff. And it seems, I don't know if it's my internet tonight or if it's just practice mode, because last night was nothing. Even the names not showing up, it was just instantaneous last night when I was playing online. But you can come to your profile and get to the leaderboards, or of course you can click here to get to your profile. That changed, so I think we're safe. Let's actually make sure. Are we slightly higher than that? I don't remember. I'll have to look back. But the cool thing at the bottom, it showcases your personal rank. So now it's kind of up to speed here with us. But so that'll be cool. That always gives people incentive to play and keep things going. But as I mentioned, no new hats. None of the hats have changed or anything as of yet. We still have the same 4 that we need to unlock. The badges, no new badges have been added. What is, and I noticed this, I don't think this was listed, but I don't think the voices used to have names with them. So we're Larry. Still like Larry the best. And then 5 shovel skins, of course. I guess we could switch to the silver shovel. Do that. But I think that is it for the updates, man. I can't think of anything else. Again, the biggest thing is going to be the AI changes. And the biggest thing for veteran players like myself that would outweigh that even is probably going to be that the axe is gone. It's not nerfed, it's just gone. And I feel like that's something he would probably add back in if enough people wanted it. And I don't know, maybe a ton of people complained about it, maybe people hated the axe. I loved it. And I played plenty of matches in Riverside where people would get the axe and go on rampages, and then your goal is just like, okay, I gotta kill this person and get the axe. So they quit doing that. And a lot of times, like I noticed when I play with Rendo, I don't know if he was really good with a shovel too, but I think some people just don't even bother to play with the axe. But for me personally, I kind of wish it was still there, even if it was nerfed to the point of being a shovel. It could kind of be like, hey, I'm going to go get the axe, and people would be like, why? It doesn't do any more damage. You're like, well, because it's cool. I'd be content with that. So if you have any ideas or input on whether or not you want to see the axe back as it was, gone as it is, or return in partial glory, let me know in the comments section, and we'll kind of try to get a running consensus on the shotgun farmer community. There's also blood effects that were added in. You probably saw some of those. I'll try my best to get like Speedy or my nephew. It's too late for both of them right now, but I'll try to get them so we can play around with the portal stuff, because that's going to be really cool. And I think I mentioned the weapons now have a minimum distance before the fall-off damage is applied. So if shotgun shell was going to do 50 and we hit somebody with it X distance away from us, it might drop off to 40, sort of thing. Just like a pistol, if you're close enough and get the headshot, you'll kill him. If you're too far away but you get a headshot, it's not going to kill him. It's that same concept. I think that's it, man. I think that's it. The exact statement was, remove the axe from Riverside as it is way too OP. Removed axe achievement, parentheses, rest in peace, my old friend. So, I don't know. I'm gonna miss it too, man. I love the axe. But that's it. I think we have covered everything here. The biggest and most exciting thing, though, that you can be a part of if you don't watch Quasi streams on Twitch, he's got links right here in the game if you have the game. If you don't have the game, twitch.tv/QuasiTV, I believe. I'll try to remember to link it this time around. He's currently designing 2 new weapons. One is a Chillithrower, and the other one is the M6 Bean. The M6 Bean is going to be a similar model to the sniper rifle, but obviously this is designed to be rapid fire type of a weapon. He's currently, I want both of them. If I had to pick an order, I would personally prefer the Chillithrower first, just because it's totally different from anything else that we've got. The last stream I got to see bits and pieces of that he worked on it, which he's probably done a lot since then. It was sort of like it was a time deal. It wasn't X number of shots. Since it's a flamethrower, it's almost like it's counting down your capacity. You start with 100 and it wears down the longer you hold down, type of thing. But it's a Chillithrower and the M6 Bean. Both of them are going to be awesome. I can't wait to see both of them. But again, if I did have to commit to only one right now, I would be on Team Chillithrower. And I'm interested in which one you are interested in seeing. The Chillithrower or the M6 Bean. If you had to pick one first, I'm sure most people's answer is going to be, I want both of them. So, I don't know for sure, but if I had to guess, I would imagine we will get both of them. But it could be staggered, it could be a surprise. I'm not really sure right now. I keep wanting to open the barn doors too. That would kind of be cool if you could click the barn doors and open it. And there's just like this arsenal of weapons, and you can click on it, and If we want to get really, really elaborate, it could keep like your most recent longest kill streak or something like that, sort of like an in-game archive system. I don't know. That's just random crud that came to mind, but I think that's about it, man. So for me personally, the axe is the biggest thing, followed by, I would say, the church, because I have lots of good memories there. So I don't really have anything against the new church, though. It's just going to take some getting used to, you know. But axe, the church, the AI changes are going to be huge there. They play a lot better, in my opinion, now. They're a little bit more difficult. It's almost like a scalable difficulty was just ratcheted up, you know. So there's that. The portal stuff I really want to play with. I just need someone. And then I do think it's awesome to know. And the bots, the reason you see them with the shotgun on their back is because they now do what myself, Rindo, or Speedy would do. If they're going to run across the bridge on Riverside and there's no one in front of them and they just want to make as good of a time as possible, they're smart enough now to switch to the shovel, which, if you did not know, the reason people do that is you move faster. So I have no issues with it, but I definitely miss the axe, man. So I will leave a link to the Quasi streams if you want to check those out. I will also try to leave a link to somewhere where you can see the Chillithrower, the M6 beam, and then you can let me know which camp you're on. I might even have a poll set up on Twitter or something. I don't know. But that said, I'm going to quit rambling because I got to go to Roadside and get 8 kills. So, if you did not know, I stream Shotgun Farmers virtually every night. I couldn't talk the last like 3 or 4, and we still streamed it every night. I just didn't talk then. But hey, it is what it is, man. I'm having a great time. I hope you are too. I don't know how close it is to when we might get to have one of those guns appear in the game. But from what I saw, they were looking pretty good in the stream. So it's probably just a matter of tweaking everything, finalizing it, making it work good, and then throwing it in and seeing what people think. So that said, any questions, comments, let me know, and we will catch you back here for more Shotgun Farmers action. Adios.